welcome to another edition of Currently in Quincy. I'm Joe Catalano. On today's program, we get all the information about the upcoming state primary election. Quincy City Clerk Nicole Crispo is here, and she'll be joining us in just a few minutes. First, though, as always, we take a look at the weather and the news for you. Currently in Quincy, hazy sunshine out there. It's 84 degrees already. We're expecting a muggy high around 90 later on this afternoon, but the big story later today is the possibility for some severe storms. Could be some damaging winds, some heavy downpours, some vivid lightning later on this afternoon through this evening. So do be weather aware later on today. The showers could linger into this evening. It'll clear out late. A low tonight 68, setting us up for a much more pleasant weekend. The last weekend of August 2022. Looks very nice. Sun and clouds tomorrow. Comfortable upper 70s. About the same on Sunday. We're right back into the heat and humidity, though. Could be another heat wave next week. The high Monday around 88 degrees. Could be 90 or hotter on Tuesday. Right now, hazy sunshine, 84 degrees here in Quincy. Checking news for you today, Quincy Mayor Thomas Koch is endorsing Maura Healey for governor and Kim Driscoll for lieutenant governor. Mayor says both candidates have strengths that will complement each other on Beacon Hill.
Yeah, I am. As you know, I'm a bit conservative, but I'm also pragmatic, and I've had relationships with people in government. So I am with Maura Healey. I've worked with her as AG. We don't agree on every issue, but I think she's well experienced and manages well, and she has the people of Commonwealth, I think, in her. The right thing to do. She's fought for people in so many different ways, like the utility companies, for example, those companies that come in and take advantage of the elderly. In all kinds of ways, she's been a very advocate for the average person, so that's important in today's times. So I'm definitely with Maura. And of course, Lieutenant Governor Kim Driscoll is a candidate, and I've been fortunate to work with Kim over the years. She's mayor of Salem.
Mm-hmm.
She's mayor a little longer than I've been mayor of Quincy, so she's been a great resource. Very bright, does a nice job for the city of Salem, and I think she'll be excellent. Just as Karen Polito was good for Charlie Baker, I think Kim Driscoll will be tremendous for Maura Healey, because Maura Healey doesn't have any experience on the municipal side, but Kim certainly does, and I think bringing that to the table will be big time. It'll be I think the Baker Polito is a great model, and I think Healey and Driscoll would fit into that model beautifully because of what they bring to the table.
Citing his Catholic faith, the mayor switched from the Democratic Party to an independent voter back in 2008 after the chair of the Democratic National Committee said all Democrats should support abortion rights. Mayor also said that although early and mail-in voting is now law in Massachusetts, he will continue to vote in person at the Knights of Columbus Hall in North Quincy. On a controversial proposal for a new residential building at the site of the former Imperial Terrace restaurant on C Street in Quincy has been withdrawn. JVC C Street LLC, which is Quincy City Solicitor Jim Timmons and his son, withdrew their plans for a 3-story, 18-unit building in the face of some intense neighborhood opposition at this week's Zoning Board of Appeals meeting. Opponents said that new building would generate dangerous traffic and also create safety concerns along neighboring side streets. Ward 1 City Councilor Dave McCarthy said he understands the residents' concerns, but also worries that another development would be even worse.
If this doesn't go through, something eventually is going to go into that lot. Now, I know everybody wants it to be 6 units or 7 units, but something's going to get there. And the way I look at it, if it's a commercial entity that ends up there, talk about traffic. The China Star and the Imperial Terrace were there for 1 million years. No one worried about the traffic coming in and out of there. And there was some scary traffic that came in and out of the China Star. And it was always packed. You look at this here and you say to yourself, the residential, to me, slows everything down. These people go to work, they come back, they go in their garage. Most of the people that are in this place right here, no one will ever see. So when you're working in the ward and you hear every zoning meeting, which I am, and it's here for a deck or a garage or an 18 unit, You see it all here, what you guys do. And, you know, there's decisions, tough decisions that have to be made on parcels. This is a very tough parcel. It's always been, it's shaped terribly. It has the marsh behind it. We talk about roads behind it. We'd be there for years with the environmental people if we're down in the marshland trying to put a road in. So it'd be years out. That would stay there, sitting there, blighted with all kinds of things inside it, which I don't want to see.
So the developers withdrew the plans without prejudice. That means they can revise the proposal and submit a new plan. Imperial Terrace, by the way, closed over 2 years ago. Quincy City Council met in a special summer session on Wednesday evening to set the stage for the upcoming state elections. Councilors had to meet in order to vote to approve of the early voting locations, which will be at North Quincy High School this weekend and at City Hall next week. The councilors also had to approve the polling locations, which were updated this year, and they had to vote to allow at least one police officer per polling place. That's required by the new Votes Act, which was approved by the state legislature earlier this year. Council President Noel DeBona said the September 6th primary also forced a change in the upcoming city council schedule.
I say thank you to all the councilors that came on tonight. I appreciate all of you being on here. Also, the upcoming city council meetings will be starting back up in September. We have Monday, September 12th at 7:30 and Monday, September 19th at 7:30. So back-to-back weeks after the preliminary election, which is September 6th. It's a Tuesday. So we had to move our meeting originally a couple months ago back, and we voted on that already. So just to let folks know, and hope you guys are having a good summer.
City Council met remotely this week. It's still allowed under the pandemic emergency laws. Ward 6 Councilor Bill Harris attended the meeting from Ireland. Two recent promotions on the Quincy Fire Department. Joseph Callahan was promoted to lieutenant. Timothy Lynch was made a captain. Fire Chief Joe Jackson praised both men for their dedication and commitment to the fire department.
Gentlemen, congratulations to you. Congratulations to your families. This is a great day for you all. This is a huge commitment, and I think that it's great to see the younger guys on the job embrace the opportunity to get themselves promoted and jump into the world of management. But I hear nothing but great things about the two of you. You guys are future leaders, so congratulations again to you, to your families, and I'll see you in the halls and on the fire ground. Congratulations.
Ceremony was held in the Great Hall at Quincy City Hall on August 16th with fellow firefighters, family, and friends in attendance. Quincy police and firefighters teamed up earlier this week to pull a man out of the town brook in Quincy Center. Officials used a ladder to get to that man who was in the water right near Mechanic Street and Revere Road on Tuesday morning. Firefighters donned dry suits and pulled the man to safety. New Quincy police officer Asher Hughes was one of the rescuers. Police say the man first refused to leave a compost pile at a home on Bigelow Street. He then fled into the town brook. Police say the man may have been homeless. They did recover some drugs from the man, but he was not arrested. He was taken to a local hospital for evaluation. That's our look at news today. Coming up, we sit down with Quincy City Clerk Nicole Crispo and talk all about the upcoming state elections. That's next. Welcome back. You may have heard there is a state election this year. The primary September 6th, the final election on November 8th. That means that the Quincy City Clerk is going full board to get everything ready for the vote here in Quincy. So Nicole Crispo has taken time out of her busy schedule to stop on by and tell us all about it. Hi, Nikki.
Hi, Joe. How are you?
Great. Good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
Thanks for coming over. Appreciate it.
Of course.
Although the election itself isn't until September 6th, it's already started, really.
It has.
Yeah.
Yep, we have plenty of people voting now.
They've already started with mail-in. Early voting is coming up, and then
Right.
in-person voting too. Imagine
Oh,
that.
yes. 31 precincts will be open on September 6th.
Sure. Why don't we start with mail-in voting?
Okay,
Seeing as
sure.
that's already underway.
Of course.
How that works.
So Secretary Galvin's office mailed out postcards in mid-July, and every registered voter got one. If you wish to register, if you wish to vote by mail, you can certainly fill that out, send it back to our office, and we'll get the ballot right out to you.
Okay.
So far, we've sent out about 7,000 ballots
Wow.
to date.
Okay.
Yes.
And how many have you got back, would you say, so far?
We have about 4,000 back.
Okay.
So they are coming back right now fast. We're putting out probably 100 a day right now. It has dropped off since the initial mailing from the Secretary's office, but they're still coming in. You can certainly go on to Secretary of State Bill Galvin's website, mass.gov/elections. There's also a portal there that you can go to request a ballot by mail.
Oh, okay.
So that's new this year under the Votes Act. You can go there, you can fill that out, and we get it through our VRIS system, and we can get that ballot out to you that way as well.
Okay. What is the deadline to request a mail-in ballot?
We have up until September 2nd to get them back. So you could do it all on the same day. You can come in and vote early. So, I mean, you can request it up until the 2nd and make sure that it's back to us by end of day on Election Day, September 6th.
Okay. And that can be either through the mail or right at the drop box outside City Hall?
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, people are taking advantage of that drop box too. That's been very busy and helpful. Some people don't trust the mail.
Sure. Yeah.
You know, so, or they want to make sure that it gets right back to City Hall.
Okay. All right. Is that a higher request than you've seen in years past for mail-in ballots? Do you know?
Well, with the COVID,
Yeah.
it was high.
Yep.
But to be honest, I've been a little surprised with how
Okay.
many people are taking advantage of it, where we're back to no mask requirements and things like that. But some people have really taken to it, and it's here to stay.
Right.
So they can. And also, you know, I've talked to a lot of people that don't believe in it.
Yep.
And they can certainly come to vote in person on the 6th.
Yeah, some people have said there should be no excuse for not having 100% voter turnout anymore.
Right,
Because there's
right.
so many different options, you know.
Right. And we always hope for that.
Of course,
You know,
yeah.
but I figure about 25%
For the primary.
for the primary.
Yeah.
We're at 11 now.
Okay.
So we're encouraged, and we're trying to give everybody every option and opportunity. Also, there's the permanent absentee voters that got their ballot as soon as we got them to City Hall. We mailed those right out to those folks. We also still have absentee ballots.
Okay.
Voting, that's up until noontime. Oh, no. Sorry, it's not. It's Friday, September 2nd, because Monday is the holiday, so we'll be
Yes,
closed.
okay.
So we won't, the last day to absentee vote will be Friday the 2nd as well,
Friday the 2nd at City Hall.
at City Hall,
Okay.
yes.
In person.
Yes.
Okay. Good to know.
Yes,
Because the
it
5th
is different.
happens to be Labor Day this
Right,
year. Yes.
right.
Okay. So that's mail-in voting and absentee balloting. Early voting is
Early
another
voting
option.
is tomorrow.
Yeah.
So it starts tomorrow, the 27th. It's going to be at North Quincy High School in the gymnasium from 8:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. And that's on Saturday and Sunday.
Okay.
So you can take advantage of that. We have a full staff there to do early voting at North Quincy High on the Hunt Street side. We have signage going out first thing tomorrow morning, and that's always a great option as well.
In the gym at North.
It's wonderful. We
Okay.
love it. We were there earlier today, setting up. It's ready to go.
And how does it work when they go in, Nikki? Do they have to bring anything with them?
No,
No?
they come in just as if they were going to their own polling place.
Okay.
Check in. We'll tell them whether they're in the first, second, or third district. Point them to their polling location. They'll check in at the table and get their ballot, vote right there, put it in the envelope, sign it, and drop it into a ballot box.
Okay, so they don't even need to know what their ward and precinct is?
Nope.
They'll figure it out for them?
We have it all there,
Okay.
all the information.
And with the primary, you get to choose, right? A Democratic or Republican ballot?
If you're listed as unenrolled or in a political designation, you can pick a
Pick either.
Democratic or a Republican ballot.
Okay.
There are no Libertarian, no Green Party this year.
Okay, but if you're registered with a party, then you get that party's ballot.
Yes,
Okay.
you do.
That's both days, Saturday and Sunday.
That is. Tomorrow.
Yes?
Yes, of course. Tomorrow is the last day to register to vote in
Right.
Quincy.
Yeah.
Oh, in the state. So we will have voter registration at City Hall from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m.
So a regular workday at City Hall for the city clerk's office
Right.
tomorrow. Okay.
We're open.
Okay.
Okay. And then also you can register to vote at North Quincy High School. We will communicate with our office, get you registered, and you can vote right there in person tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So register and then go over
Vote.
to the vote at the same time. One-stop
Yes,
shopping, basically.
exactly.
Okay. To register, do they need to bring anything with them? in terms
They
of-
should have their S number on their license.
Okay.
Or the last 4 digits of their social security.
Okay.
If they don't, they still have an opportunity to vote in person, but it will be on a provisional ballot.
Okay.
Until we get that information verified,
Sure.
you'd have to take a provisional ballot.
Okay. And then once it is verified, it automatically gets counted?
Yes.
Okay. So they don't have to do anything after
Right.
that. Okay. So that's this weekend, but there's more early voting next week, right?
There is.
Yeah.
So Monday through Friday, there'll be early voting at City Hall in the City Council chamber.
Oh, okay.
Yep. From 8:30 to 4:30.
Okay.
Lots going on.
Yeah, lots going on.
Yes.
And there's the deadline for that is again next Friday,
Next Friday at 4:30.
4:30, in the Great Hall. Is that different? It used to be at the city clerk's office.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, we figure they're so busy,
Oh yeah.
processing ballots and
Yep.
things like that now, that we just don't have first the manpower and the room
Yeah.
there to do it. So we've decided that the council chamber is comfortable, it's handicap accessible,
Yep.
and it'll be ready to go Monday morning.
All right.
We take everything when we shut down Sunday from North and bring it on over to City Hall
Okay.
for 8:30 on Monday morning.
Some long days for the city clerk's office, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, then there's the old-fashioned just go on election day and vote, right?
There is, yep. So, and we have, talking with poll workers, getting them ready. We have some poll worker training coming up, and then we'll be ready at all the polling places at 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Election Day, September 6th.
Okay.
But, if anybody's going away over the Labor Day weekend, we certainly encourage you to come to City Hall or take advantage of this weekend at North Quincy.
Okay. And then for tabulating the votes that night, Nikki, how is that going to work?
So we have central tabulation, which is going to take place at City Hall, which is all the early ballots and the absentee ballots. And that's done ahead of time. It literally takes your ballot and counts it. It goes onto a USB that at the end of election night, when all the data cards from the polling places are brought back to City Hall and added, so is that USB.
Okay.
And then we'll get a final unofficial number for you all to see. We'll certainly send a copy over to QATV, Quincy Sun, and any other media outlet that wants it.
Great.
Or people that request it. And then, of course, we have to do our due diligence, write-ins.
Yep.
We have to add those in provisional ballots, UOCAVA ballots, which are the overseas
Oh.
and military ballots. We have to add those in.
Okay.
to
That's why
the-
it's unofficial, right?
To the
Okay.
final tally, and that will be in the days to come.
Okay. And then I know that state actually has to certify the results, right?
That's right,
Okay.
yes. We then have to input all those results into our election system and sent to Secretary Galvin's office
Right.
for final election results.
Okay. Let's talk about some changes to wards and precincts this year. Yeah.
Yes. So this year, the federal maps, the federal census was completed. The map was redrawn, so that made a change. We're over 100,000 people are in our city. Finally.
Yes,
Finally,
yes,
we're recognized
yes.
for over 100. We think there's more, but and we're still building, and
Right.
but those resources are. Will be available to us for over 100,000 people in our city. So with that, we did have to redraw our lines to make sure that everyone had the same amount of people within a census block, within a precinct, so people do get moved around a bit. And I know people don't always like change,
Right.
but everybody's treated the same at every polling place across the city, so we make it available to everybody. We did send a postcard out for all households of registered voters. Everybody in a household votes at the same place, so we figured we could send it just to the household. It said your new ward and precinct, where you vote, and then we had a QR code on it that you could use to scan, and that would take you right to Secretary website, and all the voting information was on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. About how many folks were affected by the changes, would you say?
A little over 12,000
Wow.
people.
Okay.
Yeah, so, but everybody got it,
Right.
regardless.
Okay.
If you were affected or not, you still got it.
Okay. And are there any changes in polling locations?
There are
Yeah.
one minor change, 2-3A, which
So Ward 2, Precinct 3A?
yes,
Okay.
was eliminated.
Oh,
Okay, so everyone from 1000 Southern Artery, even over the bridge, votes at Clifford Marshall School.
okay.
And then the Quincy Center area got so big
Yeah.
that we added a sub-precinct there. It's 5-1A.
Okay. So
And-
Ward 5, Precinct 1A.
Yes.
Okay.
And that is at the Fort Square Presbyterian Church. We have 5-1 there, so it's a double precinct there.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Okay. So those are the only changes.
Those are the changes.
Okay. So 31 precincts now?
31 precincts still.
Okay. Have you seen any increase in voter registration, would you say, this year?
Our numbers are up.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they are up, and I think that that's due to pre-registering, and now you can opt out at the registry, but you're automatically registered when you go to the registry. They automatically register you in, and you have to opt out.
Oh, with the motor vehicles?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
so that brings our numbers up. The kids, when they go to get their license
Yeah.
at 17,
Yeah.
they're pre-registered.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
so-
then when they turn 18, they're automatically.
There's a queue that tells us every day, you
Oh.
have 4 people in your queue that are to be registered to vote as of today.
I see,
It
okay.
tracks it.
Wow. Okay. Technology has really
Yes.
taken hold in the elections world, hasn't
Yes,
it? Yeah.
it has.
We should talk a little bit about bilingual ballots here in Quincy.
Yes.
It's required, right?
Yes, it
Okay.
is required, and all ballots have English and Chinese
Okay.
on it.
Workers at the polls, do you need help, Nikki? Are you good to go?
We're good.
Okay.
We can always use the help.
Okay.
And we appreciate it. Certainly, you can call my office at 617-376-1131. Assistant City Clerk Joe Newton deals with making sure that anyone who wants to work the polls is able to. There's a short application, more an informational sheet to fill out.
Sure, yeah.
And we put them at a polling place. It's important that even though, this may not be the biggest turnout, that we get the poll workers out there and get them trained and see what goes on at a polling place on that day.
Might be, yeah, a good little precursor before the city election next year, right?
Certainly,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
certainly then
Right.
2024, when we're going to have another big presidential election.
Oh, yeah, that too. Yeah.
Yeah, just that.
Anything else we should touch on today, do you think?
I think we've covered it all.
Okay.
Like I said, we have 65,000 registered voters in our city. Our turnout is right now is at 11%. I'm expecting about 25%.
Okay.
Overall, and if anybody has any questions, please don't hesitate to call us, 617-376-1144 for the election department.
All right. We'll see you on election night, Nikki.
You bet.
Thanks a lot. Really appreciate it.
Okay, take care.
Just enough time to check the forecast for you for the rest of the day. Today, it's very summer-like out there. Hazy sunshine, up around 90 degrees this afternoon. Look out for those thunderstorms. Could be rather harsh later today and into this evening, but that will blow all the humidity out of here for a short time. A great weekend coming up. Partly sunny, upper 70s both days. Back into the heat for Monday. Thanks again to Nicole Crispo for joining us from the City Clerk's office. Thanks to our crew. Thank you for watching. Speaking of Monday, here in the program, it's Anthony Sheehan from Aspire Health Alliance and Mark Mulhern of South Shore Peer Recovery. They are joining forces. We'll find out about that. Don't forget our website anytime. That's qatv.org. There's our latest programs there, news and information, video on demand, live streaming, and a whole lot more. For all of us here at QATV, I'm Joe Catalano. Have a great weekend.